Here's a professionally made but unnecessary intro. So let's talk about figs. Let's talk about figs.
Figologist here. Another tasting video. It's September 26, 2025, and we're getting into the tail end of our growing season here in Oregon. Probably got another month or so to ripen some figs. This is a Mavra Sika down there, and this is about 18 months old. You can see it was rooted initially in January of last year. And so this is the first time I'll be tasting this. So I'm going to get in here, take this fig, and we are going to go experience together what Mavra Sika tastes like. All right, let's take a look at the first time I'm ever tasting Mavra Sika. So, Mavra Sika is a fig that came from Pennsylvania, specifically Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, supposedly from a Greek neighborhood. And it is another Mount Etna, just like the Chicago Hardy I tasted, Tacoma Violet, the unknown Mount Etna I've tasted. There's many, many versions of Mount Etnas out there. And, you know, I showed this in the previous video. This leaf pattern, one of these is Mavra Sika, one of these is Chicago Hardy. So pretty similar Mount Etna leaf pattern. So let's weigh this. And just, again, I'm going through these Etnas to say, is there one that's like dramatically better than the other ones? Sorry, tear that again. This is going to be 17 grams. So a little smaller than the than the Chicago Hardy I tried. So what do I like about this? Closed eye, very, very nice. Really soft skin. The Chicago Hardy was a little bit more leathery. This one's a little more velvety. Long neck, which allows it to droop down. And that drooping down effect is important so that, you know, if you've got figs that are pointed upright, they're more apt to let water get into the ostiole. So I think that's one, like these long neck ones tend to be, at least in my experience, more split resistant and they don't get as waterlogged. So let's cut that neck off and then we will take a look at the inside of Mavra Sika. So if you go back and look at the video, I actually have it still next to me. Here's Hardy Chicago. Here's Mavra Sika on the right. So a little darker, but you can see like kind of pretty similar. So I'm going to load the bricks. Actually, let me get my picture ready. All right, picture's ready. Let me load the bricks on my half of the Mavra Sika. And, you know, I'm always curious to see whether these darker colored ones correlate with a darker colored like fruit profile. You know, is this one going to be more raspberry than strawberry? Who knows? Just kind of making it up as I go, just like the rest of us. So let's go ahead and taste Mavra Sika, first year in an 18-month-old potted plant.
Nobody wants to hear gross sounding fig chewing into a microphone.
All right, so I said first year. I meant first time tasting an 18-month-old potted plant fruit. This one tastes sweeter than the Chicago Hardy I just tasted. So I'm going to put this on at, even though that's the temperature in Celsius, I'm going to say this is 19.2. Wow, 24. It definitely is sweeter. So even though it was nowhere near it, it's for the better. Usually I get tricked when I taste that it's sweeter. So what do I notice about this fig? Despite it being like softer and leathery, it had the same sort of snappy chew that the Chicago Hardy did. Closed eye. Flavor profile is a little different. Whereas the Chicago Hardy was like strawberry jam, very, very straightforward strawberry. This one does have a little bit more complexity. I think I taste a little bit of plum it's still strawberry, but there's something else on top of it. I can't tell from one taste. Is it plum? Is it a little bit of raspberry? It's extremely pleasant. There's no seed crunch. Um, it's thick. It's moist, syrupy. All those adjectives that drive some people crazy. But it's gorgeous. It's so nice. It's a very pleasant fig to have, and it's still kind of on my palate, just like the Chicago Hardy was. So, go watch the Chicago Hardy video. I'll try to maybe release these back to back so you can compare and contrast. But the Mavra Sika seems a little more productive than the Chicago Hardy. There's more figs from the same aged tree, but again, that's a 1 year sample size. Um, again, pleasant Mount Etna, very, very nice. They're all about the same so far. I have a few more in the pipeline that haven't ripened yet, but we'll see what my family thinks. Get out there, taste more figs, and enjoy the rest of your day. See y'all later.